already have your name and title. We don't have to call you a candidate anymore.
No.
You're now the Justice of the Peace. So when I call you the Justice of the Peace now, I mean, how do you feel to all this?
Well, I think that'll take some getting used to. It's pretty neat. It's new experience. It's still kind of setting in, I think. It's been a long year campaigning, trek a lot of miles around the county, so it's been fun.
And talk about the last moments. Obviously, you were ahead since the beginning, since the early results, and then I don't know if you stayed up all night, but I did a little bit. The official result didn't come until about 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I didn't sleep much last night either, for sure.
So what was going through your head all that night? Obviously you mentioned.
Oh, you think about everybody that's helped you and backed you and sent out, financially backed you, emotionally, everything to go through a campaign like that, and you don't want to let them down. And so you have that pit in your stomach while you're waiting for the results to come out. And then the website crashes, and then you finally get the results, and then it's still not final. It looked good, and you just kind of stay awake all night until something finally sets in. But
obviously you must have had some sort of not just victory, but relief that you were able to tell all these supporters that you did it.
Yeah, it was nice to be able to say that, and also I've been in contact with Mr. Rao, and we shared a couple of messages, and congratulated him on a good campaign, real positive and honorable campaign. It was good to be a part of it, and he did a good job. But yeah, to be able to tell your friends and your family and everybody that it wasn't for nothing. we're there, we got it, and so that there's a lot of relief there. Yeah, it feels good that way.
I mean, what's been some of the feedback you've been getting so far? Obviously, you told me you talked to Raul, and obviously, I'm sure he congratulated you.
Sure.
Have you received any messages at all? What's been the response so far?
It's still a lot of real positive, great job, nice job, congratulations, things like that. A couple of jokes from the closer friends about getting out of jail free tickets, which had to explain that there's no such thing. So
you went through almost a year of campaigning here.
Yeah.
Did you ever think, from your years of looking back on your career as a probation officer, did you ever think you would be here as the Justice of the Peace?
I honestly did. I actually, from very early on, Wally Jewell was the Justice of the Peace when I started as a state probation officer, and he married my wife and I always, it was always kind of a thought in the back of my mind that would be something I'd really like to do, and being, aware how the office is set up, you don't have to be an attorney for the Justice of the Peace. It's designed to be the people's court. And so when this second position opened up, and I was 7 months from my 20 years at the federal probation office, and so I just said, this is what I'm going to do, and talked to my family, and we made a plan, and I kept it quiet until I could retire, and I retired from the federal courthouse, and then started full campaign mode from last August. So it's been a fun year, interesting year.
And obviously, so tell me what you look forward to. Obviously, you interviewed with Jonathan. You tell him what you bring to the table. You tell them your experiences.
Yeah.
So, but what's next? What do you look forward once you get in there?
Well, I've been a part of the court process for my entire career, and I know I have a really good feeling about how it goes on the other side of that desk. And so just sitting on the other side of that desk now and learning the process and making those decisions and being the actual person that not sitting there recommending it, but actually signing off on it. This is what we're going to do, making these decisions. And, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that kind of authority. And I take it seriously. I always have. And I'm looking forward to, I guess, just putting my name down on something as Justice of the Peace. It's just kind of a neat feeling. So
that is great to hear. And obviously, you told me what you look forward to, but what's the first thing you're going to do when you get in there? What do you hope to get out of the way as soon as you get in there?
I hadn't thought about that. I don't know. I don't have a list of things to do. I guess, I don't know. I have to put a nameplate up, I guess. I have to put a little gavel down and put a nameplate in front of it, maybe. Something like that. I don't know. I haven't thought about that. But
no, I'm pretty sure you're still we're all sleep deprived. From
Yeah,
slowly celebrating.
I got about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes last night. I think I checked that website every 20 minutes, every half an hour.
I was with you. We were all with you. We
Yeah.
were all trying to do our thing there. Now, the next question I had here, message to the community. Obviously, what is your message to all those who voted for you, and even just to the community in general?
Even those who didn't. Yeah. Well, my message to everyone is thank you, and whether you voted for me or not, I hope to earn your trust, earn your faith. And I will operate a fair and level court, level playing field, and hopefully, like I say, earn your trust, earn your faith in the next 4 years. I would like to be able to hold this position for maybe 3 terms. That's pretty arrogant to say right now, but that's, you plan for those kind of things. So I certainly want to make sure that the county recognizes that I'm going to be a fair, run an equitable court, level playing field, and everybody will have their day and be treated with dignity and respect. And I don't know what else to add to that.
No, that's great as well. It's 3 terms. You're already aiming high. I like it.
That's like, maybe I shouldn't say that, but
that's all good.
Those are the kind of things you think about when you're my age and you start running for office. What's next? Well, next would be again, and then how old will I be at this point? And you go through all that stuff. So I don't have any higher political ambitions. So to be here for a couple of terms and get the workload up to speed here, and get smooth with the process and make sure that the county has a good court running smoothly, that would be enough, I think.
Talk about the workload. Obviously, the second position opened up because of the growing workload.
Right.
What have they told you about the workload, and how do you plan on, obviously helping with that?
So what I know from statistics and from Judge Swingley and the county commissioners, the position was created last year alone. Judge Swingley's court dealt with about 6,000 different matters. The tickets from, and that's not like 6,000 appearances. That's items going through the court, being processed through the court, and that's too much. And so that is why they authorize a second court. First thing is get in with Judge Swingley, figure out what I can do to help him even out the workload, take a bit off his shoulders, and then when we get a handle on that, just keep everything smooth and see what we can do to make things run efficiently, fairly, like I say. Hopefully get it to a point where we don't need a third justice, and try to balance everything, but everything grows too. So, but yeah, getting a hold of the workload and helping Judge Swingley out for starters.
So tell us what's next right now. Did they tell you when I understand it's still very, very early.
Nobody.
Did they give you some sort
Yeah.
of
At this point, nobody's told me I won. I mean, Dave has the results have, and you look at everything's in. It's all counted, but I haven't heard from anybody. I don't know where to go next. I don't have a key to anything.
No worries. I just
I assume my assumptions are that swearing in the position starts in January. I think the 3rd, or something like that, the first Tuesday in January, something. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but
obviously, I'm sure there's still gonna be some steps you need to do.
Yeah,
there, so.
right. My plan today is to actually try to get a hold of the county. I want to meet with the budget folks, treasurer, and figure out what's budgeted for the new court. What kind of staffing is it going to have, and if we're going to need to hire additional staff. I'm sure at least we're going to have to hire somebody else, because Judge Swingley's staff has dealt with 6,000 issues as well, so they're not going to be able to take in a second court. So to get a handle on that from the county, from the commissioners, and what's the budget going to be, what are we looking at for staffing, and find all that stuff out. Set up a couple of meetings and try to get. I'm gonna sit in with Judge Swingley and Judge Peterson just to watch their law in motion and see how they're running things, and so that there's some consistency, and make sure that I'm that much more ready to hit the ground running when the time comes when they swear me in. So
You know, is there anything else you would like to add on top of all this? You've answered most of all of my questions here, but anything else you would like to add on top of all this?
You know, I don't know what it would be. I'm excited. I'm grateful for the opportunity to do this, and I'm looking forward to, like I say, proving my worth to the county and making sure that hopefully everybody sees that it wasn't a bad choice. So.